When permission was granted to enter the hut, the children one by one got inside. They were pleasantly surprised to see a fairly well-lit room with good ventilation. Before they could start their exploration, the elderly lady lovingly inquired, "Did you take your breakfast today?" The children replied in affirmative. They noticed that the smooth-looking walls were made of split bamboos and smeared with thick layers of riverside sticky clay with an outer coating of cow dung. The same materials were found to be used for flooring also, giving it a sturdy and matte finish. The cow dung smeared over the clay in an artistic pattern gave it a wonderful look. The children could notice that the house had very little furniture, but whatever household items it had were arranged in a corner neatly. The children also noticed that the roof was made of bamboos and covered with dried grass. It had provision to direct the sun rays right inside the room, providing natural lighting from dawn to dusk. As the morning sun rays came down from the roof and fell on the floor, the children could clearly observe the beautiful and colorful minute particles dancing down along with it. The windows on the walls ensured good cross ventilation. It also ensured that the aroma that filled the air outside permeated inside the hut as well, creating a wonderful ambience for the inhabitants. The warmth inside the hut was great surprise for the children, as the atmosphere outside was still a little chilly. Most of the children were fascinated by the simple-looking hut. The ambience, the cleanliness, silence, both inside and outside, good ventilation, and the barest minimum household items arranged very neatly left a lasting impression on them. Seeing the wide-eyed children, Vallakka standing nearby came out with her unique explanations. It is cold outside but warm inside because the hut is made only with locally available materials like river clay for the walls, floorings, bamboo for walls, door, windows and roof structure, the grass as the roof covering, etc. In peak summer afternoon also it would be cool inside, Vallakka commented. Why? Nirmala shot off a question out of eagerness. Because the roof or walls do not send down the heat from the sun into the interiors of the hut. Vallakka explained the science behind it. Back home in her house, it would be just opposite. In summer, it would be hot inside and outside, and in winter, cold inside and outside. Vallakka gave the relevant example to reinforce a point for the children to understand. But the children already knew it, as they have seen people using hand fans or preferring to sleep under night sky in summer and using blankets in winter. That is why our ancestors always preferred locally available materials for the constructions of houses. It is very easy to construct houses with it, and the cost would be very negligible, Vallakka revealed the ancient wisdom of the country. Seeing a Gandhi charka in the corner, Vallakka decided to drive home another important point. These villagers need not depend on outside for most of their daily requirements like food, clothing and shelter. Vallakka took the teaching to the next level. Mahatma Gandhi called it Gram Swaraj, that is independent villages, and wanted the whole country to be like that. There was a tinge of sadness in Vallakka's words. When he wanted the British to quit the country, he had this vision in his mind for this country. Vollekka's eyes were welled up with tears. But look at what is happening to us in Kochi. For most of the things, lighting lamps to food, we have to depend on outsiders. The kerosene and grains that we need had to be imported from America. Vollekka tried to point out the disastrous development model ushered in by the party in power in Delhi and its outcome in the country in general. The children were knowing it, as some of them had also queued up in front of the ration shop for the monthly quota of grains and kerosene. They had even coined a song on that for singing during the playtime. Mannanya kapala evnu pavlen gawa sagadi wo jollo ek do teen. Mannanya kapala evnu pavlen gawa sagadi wo jollo ek do teen. But till they saw with their own eyes the wonderful situation of a self-sufficiency in the villages, they never knew the real reason for the scarcity for kerosene and the grains in their areas. It was a great learning experience for the children that to build a comfortable living place, there was no need to spend money to buy items from outside. A couple of the children wanted to interview the lady to know more about her life. The elderly lady, as if anticipating questions, told them politely that rest of the family members, including children, had gone to agricultural field to help their parents. The children were taken aback. It was Sunday, and in that village, the children had gone to field to help their parents in the agricultural works. They could not believe. Do the children go to school? Jayanti shot off a searching question. Oh yes, they do go to the school every day. But today is holiday. When they have holidays, the children always go to field to help their parents, replied the elderly lady. How old are the children? Nirmala's question had some more things loaded in it. They were smaller than you. The reply from the elderly lady was prompt. The visiting children stood there with eyes and mouths wide open, unable to digest what was told. While most of them wondered about their own routine back home on Sundays or other school holidays, some of them pretended as if they have not heard it at all. But it was a lesson taught by that lady that to bring Grama Swaraj, everyone has an active role to play. Most of the children were deeply moved by that message. They all wanted to spend some more time exploring the neighborhood, especially the fields where the children from the hut had gone for the work. But Babbannu, after talking to others, asked the children to return back to the boat immediately. It thus ended the brief but most memorable visit to the wonderful village, leaving a lasting impression on the impressionable minds of the children, especially the girls. The elderly lady asked the children to take with them a huge ripened banana bunch kept in the corner of the house as a small present from her. That gesture deeply moved all of them, especially coming from an unknown person. But they know that this is the way guests were treated all over the country. Atiti Devo Bhava. The way children walked back to the boat, the usual spring was found missing on their heels. It showed their reluctance to leave the village, while the elders were glad that the children had such a wonderful but practical hands-on experience on the highest ideals placed in front of the nation by Gandhiji. The tight schedule played spoil sport. The rovers, after a good breakfast and reasonable rest, showed more enthusiasm in untying the boat and pulling it out of the banks. Soon, all pilgrims were back to their high spirits that reflected in the decibel levels of the noise heard inside the boat.